Well, were you able to watch John Wall last night?
I watched some. I watched half. I mean,
he had a big first half.
I mean, John looks fine. I mean, whatever. The Wizards aren't that interesting to me anymore. So I watched it for a half. It was nice.
Hey, they've won 2 in a row.
2-game heater.
Yeah. I know it's not that interesting to me. I don't know why. I don't know.
I think when they dig such a big hole and they're not really playoff competitive, it's just natural to lose some interest. Like, had they been winning games along the way, I think you'd be more interested. But they've been losing most of their games, and they're still 9 games under 500. So
they got a long climb back to get to respectability. But look, you string a 2-game win streak together, that's cause for mini celebration for the Wiz.
And Westbrook played in both games, which was the first time he's been able to go to back-to-back. He had been taking the second night of back-to-backs off due to his injury, but I guess he feels healthy enough. And though he didn't shoot particularly well, I think he had 15 assists and 13 rebounds. He helps the team in many other ways. So good game by the backcourt. Davis Bertans had a big game. John Wall had a good game on the Houston Rockets side, but Washington gets a win. But now they're about to endure like a really tough 5-game stretch coming up.
Yeah, I don't think it portends too much. I don't think it means. I mean, how many guys was Houston missing?
Well, they were down Eric Gordon. They were down Christian Wood. They were down at least a few other bodies.
I think I had heard 5 guys. I mean, you know.
I know part of Washington's losses were because they were down a bunch of players, you know?
Yeah.
So what's happening now in the NBA, it's what's happening in the NHL. You're going to have times when your team is short, and you're going to have times when you're facing teams that are short. So I thought it was a nice win, and it was good, again, to see Westbrook on the court in back-to-back games. I saw Cakes grilling his shooting. He shot 36% from the field. Wall shot 38%.
Well, I mean,
much of a difference.
I mean, Westbrook is a great player, but he's a bad shooter. I mean,
Yes.
there's just no way around it. I mean, he's fun to watch, but he's not fun to watch shoot. unless he has a bunny at the rim, and he missed one of those too last night.
Yeah, he missed that lefty.
Yeah, I mean, unless he's at the rim, I don't feel confident in his shot. The shot I'm most confident when I see him put up is the one he banks off the glass from like 15 feet.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that.
That's the shot I'm most confident watching him shoot. If he pulls up for a 3-pointer, I expect it to miss. I'm confident if he's hitting layups at this point. And maybe it'll turn around, but I doubt it.
Right.
I'm not holding my breath on that.
Well,
Let Bradley shoot. Let Bradley shoot, and you hit layups.
Well,
less shooting, more passing, and more rebounding, please.
Bradley shoots a lot, Cakes. That's
Well,
why
he-
he's getting
you know what?
35 points a game.
He should shoot more. He should shoot more. Westbrook should shoot less. That is my NBA expert takeaway of the Wizards. 20-some games into 2021.
he's got to throw a few in there every once in a while to keep him honest, but for the most part,
Sure.
he's got to attack the basket.
Like I said, layups.
Yeah.
Layups and dunks. That's what he should major in.
That's what he should, right. But, you know, he's got to shoot a few every once in a while. But I agree. I mean, it's amazing to be in a league that long and to look so sort of awkward on his jump shot. But whatever. I'm so punched out on the Wizards. I had them on for 3 quarters, and they're just no interest. Maybe if they find a way to win 4 or 5, and suddenly there's some meaning there, then maybe I can garner some enthusiasm for them. But I'm having a hard time.
You're out, man.
I'm out.
You just sound completely punched out.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch. It was kind of interesting, you know. But we saw John play the Wizards a few weeks ago. I feel like we already saw that.
I was in Houston.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, another empty arena. I mean, they're playing in empty arenas. I mean, it's so dumb. So I'm out. I'm not in it. I don't know. It'd be nice if they could, be compelling. You know, we did think this year. I don't know, why are we so dumb to think that this might be the year where they actually have a somewhat competitive team?
Because they were bad,
We always
and they
think
had
that.
their star player out. So we thought that if John Wall returned to the lineup originally, that you would see kind of a return to the playoffs, because that's what they were doing when John Wall and Bradley Beal were healthy. Then they trade for Russell Westbrook, who is a better player than John Wall, and you're thinking, hey, this team is going to be even better. And Rui develops, and they should be better. But unfortunately, they started off so weak that it's tough to see that. But, they did lose They did lose during our Facebook Live event. That was an awful game. By the way, Julius Randle scored 44 last night for the Knicks. So while we were doing the Facebook Live event with Junkies listeners, the Wizards game was on in the background, and that was one of the worst Wizards games. They're playing a bad Knicks team, and they're just getting smashed, right? But since then, they've beaten the Celtics, and then they get the win last night against the Rockets. So if you go to what Scott Brooks was saying, I think they are 500 in their last 10 games. Like he was preaching 8 games that they'd be 500, so now they're 5-5 in their last 10.
Got to find
That's
something
terrible.
to build on. You got to find something in what's been a dark, dismal season.
You know this, if you're 500 in the NBA or in the NHL, you're a playoff team because more than half the teams make the playoffs. The problem is that they were saddled that terrible start.